It is 6:45. It is good evening, everybody, and welcome to the border of Washington and Canada as we are on the campus of Blaine High School for the final Northwest Conference football game that we are going to be able to broadcast tonight between the host Blaine Borderites on senior night and the visiting Nooksack Valley Pioneers. There are storylines all over the place tonight, so let's just try to get through as much as we can. Blaine is eliminated from the playoffs. Nooksack is almost eliminated from the playoff contention, but they need a lot of help over the next 2 weeks from Meridian. Meridian is playing at Mount Baker High School tonight. If Meridian can win one of their next 2 games, either against Mount Baker or Linden Christian, we will have a 3-way tie for second place. And then the following Saturday, we will have a Kansas City tiebreaker between Meridian, Nooksack Valley, and Mount Baker for the second seed in the Northwest Conference, as Linden Christian has wrapped that up with their shutout victory over the Mountaineers last Tuesday night. Nooksack Valley has been a shell of themselves the past couple weeks as they got a week off. They were supposed to play Nooksack, or they were supposed to play Squalicum, I should say, but they canceled that game. They were decimated with injuries, decimated by COVID, and when they played Linden Christian, it was a freshman team versus a varsity team, and the score reflected as such. On the other side of the ball, you have the Borderites from Blaine that came out of the gates to start the season absolutely scorching hot, getting out to a 3-win, no losses before they got hit with the COVID bug, and they got a 2-week vacation, and it's been tough sledding for the Borderites since they have come back from that 2-week hiatus, and they have been struggling the last 2 weeks, dropping 2 in very big fashion, getting blown out in both games. Stay with us for tonight, folks. We are going to have both coaches here in the next minute or so. Thank you so much for tuning in on this wild ride that has been the 2021 high school football season. I can't thank everybody enough for tuning in, giving us the views as we have been able to show some absolutely incredible football games. We've been able to showcase and highlight some of the best football players in the state, regardless of classification, that are right here in the Northwest, Whatcom County, Skagit County, and of course Snohomish County, since we were able to get down and do a Marysville-Pilchuck game. This is our second trip out here to the gorgeous new stadium at Blaine High School. We were out here earlier in the year. The weather, dramatically different. 46 degrees right now and cold and not a cloud in the sky, and one of the most beautiful sunsets I've seen in a really long time just happened off to our right. It is cold, it feels like winter, and we got a great football game. Where the last time we were here, I believe it was week 3 of the season, where Ferndale was hosting Arlington in their home away from home as their new stadium is being built, in probably one of the most crazy games that we have done all season, where Ferndale scores with 9 seconds left in the game to pull out the victory over Arlington in an absolutely crazy game. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, you can actually go back and watch all of the games that we've done this year. Just find the channel and scroll back, and you're going to want to go watch that Ferndale-Arlington game. That is one of the most insane, crazy games. Unbelievable plays, pouring down rain and wind, and it was just been a fantastic season. I want to give a special thank you to our sponsors who helped us throughout this year. Training Grounds, which is a training facility in Bellingham, Washington, 36,000 square feet of iron paradise. It has everything from CrossFit to powerlifting to bodybuilding and everything in between, with almost 20 certified personal trainers on staff, locally owned, locally run, and you don't have to wear a mask to train. Also want to give a shout out to our other sponsor, The Self-Employed Journey. Check it out now. You can pre-order the book on Amazon. Just look up The Self-Employed Journey, and make sure you check out the Self-Employed Journey podcast for all sorts of tidbits and pieces of information to help young entrepreneurs, young business owners navigate the world that is small business ownership. Also want to give a huge shout out to Outer Isle Gourmet, your premier or actually I should say gluten-free vegetarian option for pizza crusts and sandwiches. You can find them at any grocery store here in Whatcom County. I found mine at Hagen's on Meridian, but you can find them pretty much anywhere. Locally made, a locally owned company based out of Santa Barbara, California. all organic, all natural, very few ingredients, fantastic company, and one that we are very glad to have sponsoring us this year. Also want to give a big shout out to the company that came on towards the end. I know they're watching live here in Everson. Valley Taps in Everson, Washington. Pour a cold one if you're out in Everson, and if you're at home, what the hell are you doing? Go down and get a beer and enjoy it at Valley Taps. Let's hear from the coaches real quick before it gets really loud. Let's start with Nooksack Valley head coach, the elder Bartle statesman, my big brother, Coach Craig Bartle.
All right, here we are with Nooksack Valley coach Craig Bartle. Coach, you got a healthy team for the last game of the year. What would it mean to come out with a win?
Well, that'd be great. Hopefully this isn't the last game, but it's good for our kids. It's good for our fans that we finally got everybody back out, so we'll see what happens.
Your last home game was senior night. You missed a couple. How are they feeling tonight, getting a chance to play one more game, possibly more?
I think they're excited. Anytime you miss a game, you feel bad for them, but you can control, and we had nothing. We couldn't do anything about it, so they're excited to be out here. We're excited, and again, we'll see what they do.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
All right, that was Coach Craig Bartle of the Nooksack Valley Pioneers. Since we got a little bit of quiet time, or not, let's get through Jay Dodd here real quick before we get into the madness that is this game. Head coach of Blaine.
All right, here I am with Blaine coach J. Dodd. Coach, senior night, what would it mean for the seniors to go out with a big dub here?
I mean a lot. These are great kids. Put in a lot of time and effort. So, yeah, we're looking to put best foot forward today.
Now, you guys came out the gates really hot. Then you got a 2-week vacation. How's it been getting the kids back on track?
They've been doing great. Last couple of weeks have been kind of some downers. We went to Deming and kind of didn't play our best football. And then last week had a really, really big downer. But I think we'll rebound just fine and will.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
And there was Blaine coach Jay Dodd. Tough sledding for the Borderites, but I'll tell you what, the Borderites are loaded with speed, loaded with a deep threat, led by senior quarterback Avery Donner and also senior wide receiver Jackson Courtlever, who can absolutely fly. So watch out for Blaine to take shots deep and take shots early. Nooksack Valley led on the defense by senior Jet Triplett, the anchor of the middle linebacker, one of the best tacklers in all of Whatcom County. Extremely young on the back end with two freshmen in the back end. That's going to be Colton Lentz and Corey Olney. Two freshmen, they've been starting pretty much both ways all year. Both of them got on the shelf with some injuries at one point in the year. Missed a couple games, but now they are back. They are healthy. And tonight also marks the triumphant return of senior fantastic superstar running back Jordan Silva, as he was out for a couple games, missed the Linden Christian game, but he is back and he is fired up. And if you haven't had a chance to watch Jordan run, it is insane. That dude runs hard, he runs fast, and he looks for contact. So what you're going to get out of both teams tonight, folks, is Blaine's going to air it out. They're going to chuck it out, and they got weapons all over. Nooksack, while very talented, is extremely young. They're going to try and pound you with Jordan Silva. Then they're going to try and beat you over the top, hit you deep with the freshman Corey Only. Look to Ryan Hughes as he is back as well. It is time for Star Spangled Banner. probably a little faint for you folks at home, but a very nice rendition by the Blaine Band. Thank you so much. We got the captains coming out for the Blaine Borderites. We got number 5, the senior Jackson Courtlever. To his right is number 15. That's also senior Peyton Dixon. Hey, I grew up playing football with his dad. Hey, Colby, how are you, buddy? Also there is going to be number 53. That's Spencer Derry, also a senior. And finally, number 16, way out on the right, that's senior quarterback Avery Donner. On the opposite side, it looks like we got Jordan Silva, number 4, number 63. That's Garrett Brulin, 2 seniors. Number 3, Dawson Kimball. Nice to see him back, walking around again. And finally, number 6, Caleb Kingma. We got all the seniors, almost all the seniors out. Good to see Dawson Kimball suiting up for his possibly last game. He suffered a pretty horrific ankle sprain. Excuse me. Pretty horrific ankle sprain during the Mount Baker game as he picked off senior quarterback Davin Beeson and was trying to score a pick 6. They got tackled, and him and Beeson got tangled up, and they ended up rolling into the long jump pit, where if you know where the long jump pit is out at Nooksack, it's basically made of concrete. We are not in a booth this evening. Our booth was given away to the WIAA Governing Office of Officials. Kind of ironic that they're up here, checking out the officials. I'm not going to speculate on why, other than I'm not going to get in trouble right now by saying something sarcastic, but the reffing's been horrible. Well, there was one good game. I mean, the Marysville, when we went down and did Marysville and Ferndale, they only threw 3 flags, but on average, we've been seeing about 27 penalty flags a game, and they've missed some pretty bad calls. So we will see. So it looks like the Blaine Borderites have won. Looks like Nooksack won the toss, deferred to the second half. Blaine is going to be back onto the east. Back deep is going to be Jackson Courtlever, and that kid can absolutely fly. You want to know why? Because I've trained him. Also back there is number 27. That's Larry Creasy. But Courtlever, 4'6", 4'7" guy, also a fantastic baseball player. If I'm Nooksack and I'm Caleb Kingma, I am not kicking it to Jackson Courtlever. There's a bunch of purple out on the field, and I'll get to them at some point. But the senior Caleb Kingma is going to be right there in the middle to be kicking off in his, could be their last game. Like I said in the pregame, Nooksack needs a little bit of help to try to make the playoffs. The only chance they got is if Meridian can upset Mount Baker or Linden Christian. I got a spy out in Deming right now. My good friend Matt Maloli is at the Mount Baker game at their senior night in Deming. I want to give a shout out to the senior class of Mount Baker that I've had the chance to train and get to know over the past couple years. But now I'm a free agent, not locked down to any one school, just looking to train the most elite athletes in Whatcom County. We are getting ready to kick off on a chilly night. Thank goodness it's not windy. And we are going to have one heck of a football game tonight, folks. So stay tuned. Again, thank you so much. Appreciate all your support all year long. Kingma back to kick. Dude's got a really good leg. See what he's got here. He's going to kick it, and he kicks it to Jackson Courtlever. Let's see what the speedy wide receiver defensive back can do. He's got one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground. He gets the ball all the way out to the 37-yard line. Nice 27-yard return for the senior on senior night. The Borderites are going to take over. Let's get through some of the line. I got number 51. That's Connor Dollery. I saw number 56, Jonathan Pua. Let's get some of those other numbers. Also out there is going to be number 24, Gabe Cranford. Jackson Courtlever is going to be all by himself down here. He's going to be marked up by Jordan Silva. That's an interesting matchup because both can fly, but Jackson's got the height. Donner, he's going to look and swing the ball out. That's going to be caught by number 12, Scott Baldwin, who gets shoved out by the freshman Corey Only, but not before a huge gain as the ball gets taken down into Nooksack Valley territory, down at the 45-yard line. Nice first play by the senior, throwing the swing pass. Number 52, that's going to be Alex Welch, also on the line. I think that's Cranford who's going to lie next to Donner. Donner pitch and catch out there. He's out there to Ethan Koreski. It's going to be good for about 5 or 6 yards as he was tackled by Jordan Silva and also Colton Lentz out there, the freshman. That takes the ball down to the 39 as we got a 2nd and 4. Borderites chucking it around. They're going to spread it out. 3 wide receivers. Now they got a guy in the slot. Court Lever got one-on-one down here. That looks like Wayne Silvis. Fumble on the ball. Donner's going to pick it up. Not going to get anywhere. He's taken down by number 52. That's going to be John Stremler. Big John. He's only a sophomore. He's got a few more years before his senior night. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Borderites as they sub some people in. Out comes Court Lever. In comes number 22. That's Jackson Lackey. Number 20. Or wait, that was on Nooksack. Sorry. Number 22. That's going to be Andon Hawley. Number 27. Larry Creasy. Donner coming up to coach Jay Dodd. Jay's been at Blaine almost as long as the high school's been erected. One of the longest tenured coaches up here in the Northwest Conference. Jay, really good dude. Loves coaching football. They're going to run a triple option formation as they're going to hand the ball right up the middle, but that ball goes nowhere as Jet Triplet was there. That means Blaine's going to have to punt the ball. Trying to see who was running that. Looks like that was number 22, Andon Hawley, the senior. So Blaine's going to have to punt. Interesting call here when the ball's just on the 40-yard line. Dodd not taking any chances. Going to try and pin the high-powered, could be the high-powered Nooksack Valley offense back deep as Corey Only, the speedy freshman, is back towing on the 3-4 yard line. Decent snap. Here comes the punt. Punt off angled. That's going to check up. That's going to be marked down. What a beautiful sandwich. That is going to be marked down inside the 1-yard line. I think that was, I don't know who that was. Is that number 20, Aiden Hawley on the punt right there? Holy cow, that guy drops a Phil Mickelson sandwich from 50. Well, that puts the Nooksack offense in a little bit of a hole right now as they're led by sophomore quarterback Joey Brown. Joey having a rough go of things this year, throwing more picks than touchdowns, but the kid's got a rocket for an arm as they come out with 0 running backs, spreading it out, 5 wide receivers. They're going to send a guy in motion. That's going to be number 30. I believe that's Wayne Silvis. They're going to fake the handoff, and they're going to keep it to Brown up the middle, taken down by Jackson Courtlever. Also there, I think, was number 23, Brace Armstrong. I believe the middle linebacker, one of the linebackers there. It's going to be gained for a couple. Takes the ball out to about the 7-yard line of my old eyes, can mark it down that far. Sorry, that was number 53, Spencer Derry on the tackle, along with Courtlever. 2nd down, 4, little breathing room for the Pioneers. Jordan Silva off to the right of Brown in his normal position. Brown's going to hand it off to Silva right up the middle. He makes a cutback, and he's tackled by a bunch of guys, including Spencer Derry and number 15, Peyton Dixon, the senior. Dollery. Sorry, I thought that was an I. Blaine decided to put a bunch of watermarks underneath the player roster, so kind of hard to see. Sorry, Mr. Dollery. It's going to be a 1st down. The ball's going to be taken out to the 16-yard line. Now the Pioneers are in some business. Backs aren't quite up against the wall now. Silva off to the left of Brown. They're going to send him in motion. Look to screen. There's a whistle. Hey, a penalty flag. That only took 2 minutes and 58 seconds. False start on Nooksack. Also on the defense, we got Scott Baldwin out there. Number 6, Cole Thomas. Looks like Aiden Vazzetti way out on the far side over there. Number 15. Like I said, that's Peyton Dixon on the line. We got 52, Alex Welch, 56, Jonathan Pua. Number 22, Aiden Hawley. I think that's who's the defensive lineman out there. But Brown back with Silva. 3 wide receivers on the short side. They're going to hand it off. Tackled right away by Dollery. Silva's falls for about 5 yards. He gets the 5 that they lost back on the penalty, so it's going to be second down. Now they marked him down at 4 yards. So second down and 11 for the Pioneers. Clock ticking. Decent contingent of people out here made the journey from Everson Sumas area. Good job on the Borderites coming out for senior night. 3 wide receivers, Corey Only, Caleb Kingma. Another penalty, that's going to be marked down. Again, another false start by the Pioneers. Also out there was Ryan Hughes. So the 5 yards that Jordan just got taken away again. Young mistake type penalties for the Pioneers. Kind of been a problem all year. They get some momentum going. Usually a penalty or a negative play takes them back a little bit. Something that is not what you want your young team to do on the road when you're pinned deep in your own territory. As the clock's ticking now, coming up on 7.5 minutes left in the first quarter. 0-0 score up here in Blaine. Another penalty. Another false start penalty by Nooksack. Delay a game. Actually, there is a play clock, and they got 2 play clocks, one on each end of the field. Brown, who is, he's kind of short. He's only 6'3", should be able to see the play clock from where he's at. Down on the opposite side of the end zone as he's looking east with his back towards the west. That's, 4 penalties already in the first couple drives. Brown gets flushed out, almost gets sacked, but he's going to throw it deep. That's going to be picked off by Jackson Corlever. He's got a bunch of black jerseys. Jackson Corlever all the way! They are going to mark him out on the 2-yard line. Not a good throw by Joey Brown at all, but they have another flag. Shocker. Is the penalty before or after the interception? And the WIAA rules official who is here to watch over the officials is already not happy. Looks like they're switching out personnel, so the penalty must have been after the interception. So the ball is going to stay with Blaine. They're going to say a block in the back. Well, he made a block in the back, but the announcer's saying holding. So that's going to bring the ball out to the 16-yard line as Brown just floats up a really bad pass, and it was picked off really easy by the senior Corlever.
First and 10 for the Borderites on the 26.
So Blaine takes over deep in Nooksack territory at the ball at 26, 7:12 left in the first quarter. Blaine looking pretty. Donner in the shotgun. He's going to look. He's going to throw it to Corlever on a little screen. He makes one guy miss, but he can't make the next 5. Jet triplet, Caleb Kingma, Colton Lentz all there. Made Jordan Silva miss on the initial move. Nice job by Jackson. The guy is a freak of nature when it comes to wanting to train and eat food. Guy has transformed his body, turned himself into what some coaches that I've talked to in this county say could be the best overall athlete in Whatcom County. Donner, he's going to hand off. They're going to run the ball off tackle. That's Creasy. He's going to get a first down as the ball gets taken all the way down to the 5. This undersized Blaine offensive line is handling the big defensive line for Nooksack. I mean, Duke Hala Api is not a small dude. He's pushing 270-ish. Big John Stremler's out there. Also number 55, I believe, is out there. It's going to be Nick Dykstra, I think. Nope, that's 52. Yeah, there's Stremler, Dykstra. Garrett Brulin also. I mean, those are some big dudes. But this feisty Blaine Borderite offensive line doing a good job right now. Protecting Donner, opening up a couple holes. Cranford in on the game. That's a penalty on Nooksack. That's going to be 5 yards. Again, that's like the 6th movement penalty on Nooksack. Offsides. So that's going to move the ball halfway down to the goal. So that's going to take it down to about the 4 or 5 yard line. Donner looking to pass, looking for the senior. Pitch and catch. Jackson Corlever, that should be a touchdown, Blaine. Donner to Corlever. A bunch of people have said that a bunch of times already this year. It is 6-0 Blaine with 6:11 left to go in the first quarter. Senior to senior on senior night. And Blaine with a really funky extra point formation here.
Preston King on the kick for the Borderites. Cole Thomas holding. Avery Dillard the long snapper.
It's Preston King is the kicker. What is Blaine doing here? And they got a man open. No, incomplete. Nice job out there by Coriolni to spoil the 2-point conversion. Pass to Ethan Koreski, so that leaves it at 6-0. Blaine, interesting call there for the Borderites, but they take the early lead with 6:11 left to go in the first quarter. So the turnover paid off dividends as Corlever gets the interception and then gets to score the touchdown. As Blaine jumps out to a quick lead. Back deep for the Pioneers. That's going to be number 4. Of course, it's Jordan Silva. Also back there is number 33, the freshman Evan Bravo, another youngster. See if Bravo and Silva decide to run the reverse. They ran it twice this year for a touchdown. Big kick. Looks like it's going to be Bravo. He's going to take it. They are going to run the reverse. They hand the ball off to Jordan Silva, who makes one man miss, 2 guys miss. He takes the ball up to the 29-yard line, almost to the 30. So the reverse pays off some dividends on a 27-yard return.
Number 20, Aiden Hawley.
Aiden Hawley with credit for the tackle for the Borderites, but much better field position for the Pioneers. First position, they started off on the 1, so this is, I would say, an improvement. So, first possession didn't go too well, marred by penalties for the Pioneers. See what they do on the second possession. 4 wide receivers, Silva next to Brown. They're going to run. They're going to pitch a catch out to Wayne Silvis on a screen play, but that doesn't go anywhere. Well, Wayne gets a couple yards. Nice job of fighting for it. There's a bunch of Borderites over there.
Tackled by Danny Michaud.
Danny Michaud to the credit for the tackle, but there was like 6 guys over there. They'll sort that out in film session. Second down and 8 for the Pioneers. The temperature really just dropped probably a good 3 or 4 degrees here in the last 5 or 10 minutes. I'm now seeing my breath. Hands in the pockets, it's cold. Handoff to Jordan Silva, and he goes nowhere. There early was Alex Welch. Nice job by Mr. Welch. Welch is a senior. Jonathan Pua, also a senior. Senior, this Blaine team, about half are seniors, half are underclassmen. Again, if you missed Blaine earlier in the season, they came out the gates going 3-0, looking white hot. Corlever was averaging about 200 yards a game receiving. They're going to hand the ball off to Jordan. Nope, they're going to pass it over the head of Corey. Only that falls incomplete. Only battling a stinger, so he's got the old school neck brace on. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Pioneers, so they're going to have to punt the ball. Brown, all the talent in the world, the quarterback just hasn't had the season that I think he wanted, but he is only a sophomore, and this kid is only going to get better. You need to watch out. This Nooksack Valley team is so incredibly young. I don't think that people quite understand how young this Nooksack team is. With a high snap, Kingma gets the punt. He's going to kick it to Courtlever, who bobbles it. Oops. That's going to be recovered by Jet Triplett, and a senior makes the mistake. Tried to get it on a bounce, didn't work out that well, and now Nooksack is in awesome position. Recovered by Evan Bravo, the freshman, as the ball is taken down at the 39-yard line of Blaine. Let's see if Courtlever's got the memory of a goldfish, can forget it and move on. All right, let's see if the Pioneers can take advantage of the turnover. 4:32 left in the first quarter. Trap up the middle to Silva. Nope, they're going to throw it out to Corey Only again. Joey Brown not even close. Ball doesn't seem to be coming out of Joey's hands very well tonight. Normally he throws a really crisp pass. I'm wondering what's going on over there with the sophomore. We know he's been battling a sore back all season, trying to throw those deep out routes where Corey just running 2 yards up and running towards the sideline. That's still a 30-yard throw for the sophomore. They're going to send Wayne Silvis in motion. That's going to be illegal. He can't go that far backwards. That's the 5th false start penalty. I wonder if they're going to try and set a record tonight. Again, just moving backwards. The young Pioneers shooting themselves in the foot with young mistakes. Nooksack better hurry up and get a play. They got under 10 seconds to get a play, or they're going to get another penalty. Unless Coach Bartle calls a timeout. 2, 1, 0. Woo, they're cutting it close there. Jordan Silva off the right side, nowhere. First there was Alex Welch, the senior. Well, okay. Spencer Dollery from the announcer guy, but eh. Why don't we give credit to both of them? 3rd down and forever for Nooksack, and they are all sorts of out of whack right now on offense. The week off, not doing too well. 4 wide receivers, Ryan Hughes, only Kingma on this side. It's probably going to be Wayne Silvis on the far side. Here come blitz from the Borderites as Nooksack tries to set up a screen. They do, but Jordan is going to be pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 7, but they still got 7, 8 yards to go as the ball's on the 36. It's going to be 4th down. Nice job of dialing up the screen for Nooksack. Good job as Blaine was on a blitz trying to catch him. Good idea here by Coach Bartle to go for it with 4th down. You're trailing, why not? Silvis Kingma on the far side. Hughes and only here's near side. Jordan's going to go in motion. Again, a blitz. Again, a screen. And that's going to go nowhere as number 15, Peyton Dixon, with one heck of an open field tackle on Jordan Silva. And that's going to be a turnover on down. Worked on one side. They tried to run it on this other side. And do we have another penalty marker? Sideline.
Sideline warning on the Borderites. First down, Blaine.
So sideline warning on Blaine. Just got a little excited there by making the stop and getting the turnover on downs. Not the best offensive start for the Nooksack Valley Pioneers. Here come the Borderites. They kind of do a half huddle where the linemen get with the quarterback, but the receivers stay out. Nooksack's going to show a blitz. They're going to hand the ball off. It's number 27, Creasy, but he maybe gets 1 yard. Ran a long ways to only get 1 yard, ran sideways. Caleb Kingma, the first one there. Also off the pile was, I think that's Stremler. So it's going to bring up second down for the Borderites. Surprised Blaine hasn't taken a deep shot yet. Normally they like to take shots early with Courtlever and some of these other speedy receivers as Nooksack shows blitz. Picked up beautifully by the Blaine line. There's Donner. He's got a guy. Oh, and just overthrows Scott Baldwin as he gets punched down by Garrett Brulin. Third down. Like to see if this Blaine offensive line can hold the defense from Nooksack and get Courtlever on a deep route here as they're going to hand the ball off to Larry Creasy, and he makes a couple guys miss as he gets pushed out of bounds inside of Nooksack territory, but not after he gets a first down. It's going to take the ball down to the 44-yard line. Man, that dude didn't look like he was running very fast, but when he turned the corner, he put 1 foot and made a cut upfield, and he made a couple guys miss. It's the first time seeing the Borderites. They got some speed out there. Donner's going to throw it out to Courtlever on a quick screen, trying to make somebody miss, but that was John Stremler, but he's not going to miss. It's going to be good for about 5. Hey, there's the Stremler family. What's up, guys? Speaking of fanatics, I should probably give a shout out to 2 of my biggest fans, Nooksack Valley people, Jim and Lorna Ackerman. Jim's probably sitting on his butt right now, reclined up with his feet up. Hand off to Creasy. He's going to look for a couple spots. He's going to get close to a first down, maybe gains a couple. Jim knows I'm just joking. I like to break his chops. Longtime family friend, the Ackermans and the Bartles. So that brings up third down and short, maybe 2 or 3. Looks like 3 yards from here as the ball is marked down on the 37-yard line. Nooksack showing pressure and horrible penalty right there. You're the nose tackle, Duke Hala Api Api, and you're right on the ball. You cannot jump. That's an automatic 5 yards and first down for Blaine. Nice job by Blaine trying to take advantage. Looks like Nooksack may have been trying to show something there. So run on a long count. Get Nooksack for the second time to jump off sides and get a free 5, which is a first down. Coming up on 60 seconds left in the first quarter. High snap to Donner. He's going to throw it out. Pitch and catch to Jackson Courtlever. Down to the 22-yard line. That might be good for a first down, and it is. Tackled by Silva, but not after a first down. That moves the chains again for the Blaine Borderites. Looks like they're trying to lull the corners to sleep over there before they can take a shot. The center hasn't been too consistently good with his snaps. Some low, some high, some good, but he hasn't had a bad one yet that's really cost him. Creasy right up the middle. That's going to be down on about the 15-yard line. Colton Lentz with the tackle, but man, this Blaine's offense is humming right now. Coming up on 30 seconds left in the first quarter, and they're knocking on the door. Let's see if this offense is going to try and get another play. They don't have to run a play. There's about 3 seconds between the game clock and the play clock, so Blaine really doesn't have to run a play, but it looks like they're going to do it anyways. Take a shot in the end zone. Donner, high snap, one pitch. He's going to give it out to Courtlever, but that's going to be good for a first down. Nice tackle by Jordan Silva. That's going to run the clock up.
And that's another Borderite.
So the first down stops the clock until they move the chains. Mr. Referee's going to wind the clock, and that's going to do it for the first quarter with Blaine up 6-0 over the Pioneers, but they are knocking on the door, first and goal. No. So the Nooksack Valley Pioneers look like they didn't want to show up tonight. A lot of mistakes, and we're talking mental mistakes, jumping off sides, making bad penalties. It's not very typical of Nooksack Valley. But the seniors for the Blaine Borderites have showed up, and apparently I've been saying the quarterback's name wrong the whole game, and I'm really sorry about that, Mr. Donor. But Blaine has the ball on the 11-yard line in Nooksack, and I mean, you can just tell by the body language of the Pioneers, they are just not doing too well right now. Creasy next to Donor in the backfield. High snap. They're going to hand it off to him. He's going to follow a blocker. He's going to spin it all the way down to about the 4-yard line. And, man, Nooksack just doesn't have an answer for the Blaine offense right now. We're really impressed currently with the Borderites. Maybe they're jacked up for senior night. Maybe the week off for Nooksack just didn't do them any favors. Who knows? A lot of factors here. They are high school kids. Pistol formation now for Blaine as they're going to hand it off to Creasy. He makes one guy miss, but he gets tackled by Bruland. Also there's Stremler to help clean it up. Good for, I don't know, maybe a half a yard. So it's going to bring up third down for the Borderites. Second down, sorry. Well, no, should be third down, Mr. Guy on the far sideline. Coaches calling the plays on the sideline. Everyone turning to look. Donor goes into the huddle, tells the lineman what he wants to do. The receivers got their job from a play card or somebody practicing sign language. Pistol again. They're going to hand it off to Creasy. He follows the guy. Again, not much work in there right now. Nick Dykstra on the tackle, the senior for Nooksack Valley. That's going to bring a fourth down. Blaine's going to go for this. If I'm Blaine, I'm looking for a quick screen to Courtlever. I'm looking at an option. I mean, if I'm the Nooksack defense, I'm thinking pass right now. But I would also blitz if I'm Nooksack. And again, absolutely unbelievable. That's the third false start penalty by Duke Hala Api. The nose guard on top of the ball. That is an incredibly horrible penalty for Nooksack because half the distance to the goal. Blaine can get a first down, actually, it looks like, because the far guy is on the one. All they have to get is about 8 inches, and they get a first down. So Duke, incredibly lucky that half the distance didn't give them an automatic first down. Blaine's going to have to work for it. They're going to do something weird. They're going to go under center. That's going to be Donor, but he just scores a touchdown. Blaine Borderites, the senior. Avery Donor on the quarterback sneak. That makes it 12-0, and here comes that really funky extra point. Here comes the line. They're going to shift. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Your quarterback's your long snapper. That's fantastic. Kick that's snap down. Jeez. That's Preston King with the kick. So that takes it 13-0. Blaine over the Nooksack Valley Pioneers with 9:31 left in the first half. The Nooksack sideline is completely dead. I mean, their body language makes it look like I'm not sure if they even want to be playing right now, which is unfortunate. You got some seniors out there playing their butts off. I have a feeling I know what the halftime speech by Coach Bartle is going to sound like. It's not going to be pleasant. We got an update from Deming, 13-7. Mount Baker over Meridian. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Keep your eye on that one, folks. Hopefully if Meridian can pull off the upset, we got something crazy going on up here in the Northwest Conference. King with the boot. He's going to kick it back to Evan Bravo, who fumbles the ball on the 1 yard line. He's got a whole bunch of black jerseys there, and that's another mistake by the young Pioneers, this time from a freshman. Vizzetti and Dixon credited with the tackles as the ball is going to be marked down at the 10-yard line for where the Nooksack Valley offense is going to take over. If I'm Nooksack right now, I'm giving it a steady dose of Jordan Silva. But my brother's the head coach, and I'm up here talking into a microphone. Spread formation, dot is what we like to call it, with one running back. Looks like Blaine might be showing blitz. It's number 53, Spencer Dollery. There's gonna fake the pass. The ball is tipped. Broken up by number 6, Cole Thomas. Nice job out there by the corner. Corey only had a little bit of space. Might have been interesting to see what the freshman can do with some space, but it was tapped down. Second down for the Pioneers. Ball on the 10-yard line, trailing 12-0. 13-0, my apologies. Snap, here's counter. There's Jordan Silva. Nope, Joey Brown's gonna make one man miss. Joey Brown's got a gap. He might be gone. Can anybody catch Joey Brown? And no, they cannot. Touchdown, Pioneers. 90 yards for Joey Brown. Whoa. That's exactly what the Pioneers needed. Huge play by the sophomore quarterback who just outran everybody. We have the accounting firm of Brown and Kingma for the extra point. Nooksack only got 10 guys down on the line, a little short, so they're going to send somebody in. Snap, hold, kick, good. So we got a ball game 13-7. 9:03 left in the first half. Joey Brown showing some wheels, man. Holy cow, I didn't know the guy could move that fast. Kind of sucked the air out of the stadium on the Blaine side, didn't it, Ed?
Sure did. He did have some feet. None of those kids could catch him.
No, there were a couple guys out there. Courtlever gained some ground, but I think he was just too far back to try and catch up. Another update from Deming. Mount Baker fullback Marcus George has over 100 yards rushing in the first quarter. Here's the kick. Going to be Larry Creasy on the return, taken out on the sideline by Colton Lentz, the freshman, down at the 27. So that's going to give Blaine the ball back after a huge play. I mean, the Pioneers were sinking. Like, they had no energy on the sidelines, showing no energy on the field. Brown fakes the handoff, takes it off the left side, and he had a crease and was gone. Donor's going to hand it off on a little counter play. Oh, there's a fumble! The ball is stripped. Can't see, and Blaine was lucky to get back on that ball. That's Alex Welch on the recovery, but oh man, that run did light a spark in the Pioneers. That was Gabe Cranford who dropped the ball, put it on the floor. I think there was who it was, so here comes Blaine looking to throw. Pass, catch to number 3, that's Ethan Koreski. That moves the ball 5 yards, so 3rd and 5 or so for the Borderites. The ball's at the 33-yard line. If I'm Nooksack, you better watch the ball right now because Blaine's been running on multiple counts, getting cheap 5 yards with a good, getting people to jump off sides. Donor's going to hand the ball off, right-hand side. Cranford hits a couple guys, bounces outside, good for a first down as the ball gets moved up to the 38-yard line. Good for a first down for the Borderites. Hey, Dawson Kimball with the tackle. Good to see Dawson playing. Not 100%, ankle heavily taped. Not as good as I could tape it, but TJ Ackerman does a pretty bang-up job. Donor with Cranford, they're going to look to pass. Oh, that's going to be an incomplete pass to Koreski. Would have only been good for about 4 yards as Jordan Silva was closing quick. 7:04 left in the half. 13-7, the Borderites over the Pioneers of Nooksack. Donor, shotgun, looking at the play. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Changing the play. Pistol formation now. Gonna hand it off to Creasy. Finds a crease. Good for maybe 4 yards. Gonna bring up second down. Sorry, third down. 6 for the Borderites. Tackled by John Stremler. Out of the game, that's going to be number 22. Andon Holly. Got an Andon and an Aiden. Pistol formation for Donor. Man, Wayne Silvis is about 9-10 yards off of Jackson Courtlever. That's interesting. They're going to hand the ball off to Creasy, who turns it upfield. Good for a first down into Nooksack Valley territory. What a good running back. Dawson Kimball credited with the tackle, but Creasy, he's a one cut and turn upfield guy. I like him. Patient runner, waits to see the hole. Once the hole develops, he makes his cut, heads upfield. Always want to get your running backs to run north and south. A lot of these young running backs want to try to keep bouncing it outside. Sometimes you just got to put your head down and run over somebody. Mr. Creasy doing a good job so far. Donor's getting flushed out. Makes one guy miss. Up, and that should be a penalty. Donor got into trouble out there. John Stremler. You're going to be hearing me call his name for the next couple years. He's only a sophomore, I believe. It is a penalty, intentional grounding on the Borderites. So that's going to back him up. This is about the time in the game, Dad, where I wish we had a booth and it was nice and warm. The wind is now blowing out of the north-northeast, which, if you know anything about Whatcom County, that means it just got really cold. And we have nothing to block us where we're standing. Second down and 22, the Borderites, the momentum has completely flip-flopped. Nooksack showing blitz. Donor rolls out, makes one guy miss. He's going to tuck it and run, but there's John Stremler. Nope, good for about 2 yards. If it sounds like my voice just got muffled, it's just because I put my mask on for the first time all season, not because I have to, but because my face is cold. I guess there is a benefit to wearing one of these things. Third down and forever for Blaine, and they get somebody to jump off sides again. Nick Dykstra is the guilty party for the Pioneers. That's another free 5 yards. That's a total of a bunch of free yards for Blaine so far. And yep, that wind picked up, and the flags on the goalposts are moving. Old Glory is moving. If anybody wants to bring us hot chocolate or, you know, blankets or a heater, that would be great. Still third down and 15 for the Borderites. They got to get to the Nooksack Valley 38 to get a first down. Nooksack's showing blitz. Coach Dodd's going to call a timeout. Doesn't like what he sees there. Interesting first half so far. The first quarter absolutely dominated by the Blaine Borderites, and Nooksack Valley made every mistake you could possibly make. And Blaine jumped out to a quick 2-touchdown lead, but Joey Brown just took one 90 yards to the house on Nooksack's last possession, but the defense for the Pioneers has finally woke up and stiffened up. into the game at nose guard is number 76. That's Kean Carter, another sophomore. Dawson Kimball showing blitz. Donner has somebody. Oh, what a throw! That's caught by Scott Baldwin for a Blaine first down. Whoa, what a pitch and catch right in front of the safeties, and Baldwin comes down. That's a huge play for the Borderites, as that moves the chains and takes them deeper into Nooksack Valley territory. Nooksack showing blitz again. They're going to run it. Goes nowhere. Jet triplet with the tackle. It's John Stremler. How many times am I going to call that kid's name tonight? Triplet on the blitz, gets through, was able to take the running back down from the backside. It's going to bring a loss of 4 yards. Second down, so that moves the ball back to the 35-yard line of the Borderites. Donor, shotgun. Hasn't looked towards Court Lever's way since he scored his touchdown earlier in the game. Looks out that way. Jackson cuts it inside. Gets tackled by a bunch of guys, but that's going to be good for about 8 or 9. So that makes it a little bit more manageable third down now for the Borderites. Still third down and 6, though, for the Borderites with the clock ticking, coming up on 3 minutes left in the first half. The Borderites holding a 13-7 lead over the Pioneers. Donor got flushed. He was looking out there for Court Lever. Court Lever wasn't quite sure what he was doing. It only good for 2 yards or so. It's still going to bring up some distance there. It's fourth down for the Borderites. You got to go for it that deep. Where's the mismatch? You got to throw it to Jackson Court Lever. I keep saying his name, and it's not because I like the kid, but he's taller than Jordan Silva, so throw the ball up and let the senior make a play. I mean, Jordan's a hell of a defensive player. But why not throw up a 50-50 ball? He's going to call a timeout. He's going to let the play clock run all the way down to 1 second before Jay Dodd calls a timeout. So that stops the clock with 1:53 left in the first half. The ebbs and flows of this game have been pretty incredible. Right now, trying to figure out who's got the momentum as we're staring at halftime. Only 1:53 left in the first half. Blaine had a huge third down completion just a few minutes ago, but now they have a decision to make. It's 4th down and 5. Do you go on a hard count and try and get the Pioneers to jump? I mean, I would. Yeah, the Borderites haven't. The Pioneers haven't shown the ability not to jump off sides on a hard count. So if I'm Donor, I'm making a hard count trying to get Nooksack to jump. Pitch out to Jackson Court Lever. It's going to be all on the spot. It depending on the spot. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. Where does he put the ball down? They're going to call a timeout, and they're going to bring out the chains to measure it, even though the chains are literally 6 inches from the ball. I mean, that looks like a first down from here. Maybe they're calling up the booth to have the WIAA official take a look at it. Are you really going to pull the chains out for this? You've got to be joking. I mean, they're going to move the chains 6 inches sideways. This is pretty funny. He's going to be short. Like I said, it was going to come down to the spot. That's the person you want to make that play. Personally, I don't think it was a great spot. .147 left, and Nooksack gets the ball back. So what does Nooksack Valley do? They're going to hand the ball off to Jordan Silva up the middle, and that goes for about 5 or 6. They're going to have to run hurry unless Coach Bartle calls a timeout. Doesn't look like he's interested in doing that. Spencer Dollery on the tackle for the Borderites, but the clock's running. Second down and 5. Saying 4 on the scoreboard, but that looks more like 5 yards to me. Nooksack taking their sweet time. Clock's running. High snap. They're going to hand it off to Jordan Silva again, and he just squeaks his way through. He's good for a first down, so that stops the clock for them to move the chains. Now Nooksack's going to call a timeout. All right, so with 1:07 left in the half, Blaine up 13-7 over the Pioneers. Blaine just turned the ball over on downs. Score update from Deming, 27-14 Mount Baker over Meridian. Meridian just scored on a halfback trick play, halfback pass, I should say. So the ball is on the 37-yard line. Nooksack has to go 68 yards. Oh, the ball's on the 32, sorry. So they got to go 68 yards in 67 seconds. That's a yard a second for those that can't do math. They're going to look to pass, and oh my gosh, Caleb Kingma wide open, and that's a touchdown, Nooksack Valley. Total blown coverage. Caleb Kingma had nobody within 5 yards, and he was gone. Joey Brown to Caleb Kingma, 13-13, Nooksack, whoa! Play action pass, got the secondary to bite up on Silva, and Kingma just went right down the seam. The law firm of Brown and Kingma are out for the extra point. Sorry, the accounting firm, not the law firm. Snap, hold, kick, good. Well, 14 points for the Nooksack Valley Pioneers, 13 for the Blaine Borderites, and my, how things have changed. Blaine has absolutely outplayed Nooksack in every facet of the game so far tonight, but 2 big plays by Nooksack, and they have the lead. Stay tuned for the halftime show where I mute the microphone and I'm going to go stand in the Nooksack Valley coaches box and get warm. So for 58 seconds, Nooksack, Kingma's going to kick the ball deep. You got Creasy and Courtlever back deep for the Borderites. They're going to kick it deep to Creasy. It's going to go over his head and into the end zone for a touchback. So Blaine's going to take over on their own 20-yard line with 58 seconds left to go. Can they march it down? Blaine's got speed. They got a quarterback that can throw the ball. They can absolutely score with less than 60 seconds left in the half.
Time for our junior tier squad here.
Well, that's an interesting play to run up the middle, but okay. Clock's ticking, coming up on 40 seconds left in the half. Blaine not really moving with the sense of urgency right now. I would, but that's just me. Donor looking for Jackson Courtlever, and he's got him out there, and that ball is caught. All the way up to the Nooksack Valley 45-yard line. That's going to be good for about 30. What a dime. Donor just dropped to Courtlever, and Jackson's saying, bring it on, dude. Let's keep going. What a catch. What a throw. Donor looking. He's got another guy outside. Oh, there's pass interference. Nooksack Valley are unhappy with that call, but that's absolutely the right call. Baldwin went up for the play and got hit by Wayne Silvis. So that's going to move the ball another 15 yards. So in 37 seconds, Blaine's gone about 70 yards. The ball is marked on the 29-yard line of Nooksack. Blaine, I don't believe, has any more timeouts left. They got one. Nooksack's going to call a timeout. Well, you got a 40-something yard pass play to Jackson Courtlever, a 15-yard penalty. There's 55 yards in 2 plays. Absolutely in touchdown scoring position if you're the Blaine Borderites. Got to protect Donor in the quarterback position and let your skill guys work some magic. So here we go. Nooksack showing blitz. Delayed blitz. Donor's going to have to throw it. Jackson Courtlever with what a catch. Dang, man. That kid just dragged both feet, laid out Tyler Lockett style. I'm telling you, man, the kid's got skills. 16 seconds left in the half. Second down, 3 yards to go. Ball's on the 23 of Nooksack. Nooksack showing blitz again. Caleb Kingma this time showing blitz. They're going to run the ball. So Dodd's going to burn his last time out with 1.9 seconds left as it's 3rd down and 1. I think they're going to try to kick a field goal here to get some points going into halftime. Maybe the run play was to set up the kick. They move the ball onto the far hash. Maybe the kicker can boot it. We're about to find out. See if Mr. King has a leg. Gonna need to get the snap, gonna need to hold. I'm sure Nooksack's gonna be sending the entire farm. Get it? Instead of sending the house, send the farm. Yeah, I know. So the ball is marked down at the 21-yard line. The holder is going to be at the 29, so that's going to make a 30 or 28, so that's going to make a 38-yard field goal. A little bit of a crosswind, not too much. Craig Bartle's going to take a timeout and freeze the kicker. I don't blame him, it is cold out. It's going to be an interesting kick. The ball's on the far hash. About a 38-yard field goal. Didn't get a chance to see Mr. King kick before the game, so not quite sure on his leg, but on the one extra point that they tried, I mean, he kicked it out of the track. So here we go. You got Mr. Donor as the long snapper. Snap, kick, hold, blocked. Nobody wants to seem to be able to get on the ball. And that's going to be it. So Nooksack Valley was able to block the field goal. So that's going to be the end of the first half as the Nooksack Valley Pioneers, who played one of the worst first halves they played all season, somehow has a lead. 14-3 over the Blaine Borderites, and the Nooksack Valley coaches are out. That means we're going to go get warm in the Nooksack Valley coaches booth. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. right, welcome back, everybody. We are back from halftime as both teams have just come out for their halftime stretches. Really interesting first half. If you haven't been paying attention, the first half, the first quarter was marred by Nooksack making every possible mistake that you could make, and Blaine getting a turnover and interception early from Jackson Courtlever, and then he came back and scored a touchdown to give Blaine the early lead. Nooksack just could not do anything right there for the longest period of time, and Blaine was able to jump out to a 13-0 lead, and then out of nowhere, Joey Brown takes the ball 90 yards to give Nooksack a little bit of life. The teams kind of traded punches there for a minute, and then on a third down play with what was it? I was on the 28 or something, 32, somewhere around there. Joey Brown hits Caleb Kingma for almost a 70-yard bomb touchdown, and there was no one within 6 yards when Kingma caught the ball, and he took it to the house. And despite the fact that Nooksack is winning this game right now, 14-3, they have been outplayed in every aspect of the game by the Blaine Borderites. 14-13, sorry. It's so cold I can't even talk right. We're on metal bleachers and I didn't wear enough socks. And my hot chocolate's now a cold chocolate. I did get a score update from Deming. Mount Baker is holding on to a 35-14 lead over the Meridian Trojans as Mount Baker is starting to pull away from that game in halftime. Meridian also came out the gates nice and warm to start the season, winning a bunch of games, surprising some people, but slowed down after they got hit with COVID and had to take a 2-week vacation. Here comes the kick from King. He's going to send it on back, and that's going to be bounced right in front of Jordan Silva. He makes one man miss, but he runs into a bunch of other guys. I think that was number 22, and Holly that was there to make the tackle. So here come the Pioneer offense. So finally, I mean, they really didn't do anything right. A lot of penalties, a lot of false starts. But they made 2 plays when it counted. They had the Joey Brown 90-yard touchdown run and 70-yard touchdown bomb. So Nooksack takes the ball, 20-yard line. Brown a quarterback, Silva at the running back off to his right. There's a snap. They're going to fake the handoff. Brown is going to look to run. He's got some space. It's dangerous right now. And there's Jackson Courtlever, the senior. Ball pops out. Also there was number 53. That's Spencer Dollery. Good for a first down run by Joey Brown. So that moves the ball. First down for Nooksack. Moves the ball out to the 32-yard line. I can tell you what the halftime speech from Coach Bartle of the Pioneers was. Stop jumping off sides. That's pretty much it. Brown takes the snap. Here's counter. Silva makes one guy miss. Stiff arms another. Jackson Courtlever there for the second tackle in a row. Also there was number 15, Peyton Dixon, who got stiff-armed. Not after a gain of about 4 or 6. They say it's 2nd down and 4 on the board, but it looks like 2nd down and 6 on the field. So we'll go 2nd and 5. We'll split the difference, but it's because, you know, math. Brown takes the snap, fakes the handoff. There's Corey Only, the freshman. That's going to be good for a first down. They're going to mark it down right at the 50. He was taken down by Scott Baldwin. So, 3 consecutive first downs for the Pioneer offense. This is more like what we were expecting to start the game, or see at the start of the game. We got our lovely friend, the pole, in our way again, but Brown's at quarterback. Oh, there we go. There's a movement penalty on the offensive line. So I saw the back judge. He was saying that the center's grabbing the ball, and while they're waiting for Brown to make the play call, he's like moving his arm. I mean, that's nitpicking a little bit right there. I mean, give me a break.
Penalty was false start on the Pioneers.
Still moves him back 5 yards. There's counter. There's freshman Colton Lentz, who's tackled by the pole. Just kidding. I just can't see around it. But
By Michaud and
Spencer Dollery was the first one off the ground. It's going to bring up second down and about 13 or 14 yards for the Pioneers. Leading 14-3 as we're just starting the second half here on the, no pun intended, on the border of United States and Canada. There's a high snap from Brown, who's able to get it, weasel his way down. Jackson Courtlever with the shoestring tackle. Could be good for 8 or 9. Still going to bring up third down, second down, third down. I don't know. The guy on the far side has no idea what he's doing over there. 3rd and 5 now for the Pioneers. Blaine need to get a stop right now. Got to get the ball back early here in the second half. So that's Ryan Hughes and Corey only on the far side. Looks like Wayne Silvas and Caleb Kingma down below. There's Jordan Silva right up the middle on a counter play. It's going to be good for a first down.
tackled by Andon Hawley and Jonathan Puha.
First down for the Pioneers. There's a blitz by Blaine. Jordan Silva, the handoff on a counter. He was taken down by number 31, Danny Michaud. Jordan only got about 2 yards there. Nice, interesting set of play calls for the Pioneers to start the second half, mixing in a little bit of counter. As Coach Lepper at Mount Baker likes to call it, Ram. Like the truck, should have been a sponsor, but decided to pull their money at the last minute. Oh, fumble! Michaud stripping Jordan Silva and recovered by the Blaine Borderites. That's number 22, Andon Hawley. Big time play by the Borderite defense. Trying to run the same play, the same counter to Silva, and Michaud comes from the backside and able to strip Jordan Silva. So here comes the Borderite offense with 7:47 left in the third quarter. I don't know how they didn't call that offsides. Duke Hala-Apiapi just jumped almost right into the lap of the center. Donor, he's gonna throw it out here. Scotty Baldwin with the catch, good for 9 yards. It brings it up to the 49-yard line. Brought down by Lentz. Dawson Kimball was also over there, I think. Caleb Kingma maybe also out there. Stremler, of course. I'm going to do something a little different this game. I'm going to name co-MVP or player of the game, one from each team. Probably because I got a lot of awards that I haven't given out yet, and I got some t-shirts to get rid of, so I'm going to throw a bone to some of these guys. Donor's going to hand off to Creasy. He's going to stiff arm jet triplet, but he doesn't go anywhere.
Tackled by number 6, Caleb Kingma.
Kingma on the tackle. It's right at the 50. So depending on where Mr. Line Judge wants to set the ball down, this umpire likes to this little short dude there in the middle, he likes to take control. Wow, that's a terrible spot. They just moved the ball backwards like 6 inches.
3rd and inches for the Borderites.
I don't know. Maybe the umpire got released from Shuckson earlier today. Who knows? Well, Nooksack's loading up the box, which means you got a mismatch somewhere. And they just missed their opportunity because the defensive backs were way off the line. This should be an easy pitch and catch. Oh, in. So you have 3rd and an inch and you throw a bomb. I'm not quite sure I understand that play call.
Because you were planning on going for it on 4th down if you didn't get it. Or not.
That is an incredibly peculiar play call by the Borderite coaching staff there. You have literally 2 inches to go, so you throw the ball 30 yards downfield.
They're going for it.
Yeah, they're going to go for it.
Donor on the keeper.
Donor with the keeper easily gets the first down. Might have got a little help from a running back or two.
And that's another Borderite.
So the Borderites get a first down as they march across into Nooksack Valley territory. Donor, the quarterback, shotgun. He's going to turn it, hand off. Cranford right up the middle. Nice play for about 4 or 5 yards.
Tackled by number 63, Garrett Brulin.
Brulin credited with the tackle. Referee blows a whistle dead as Jordan Silva dropped his mouth guard. No penalty, start the clock. Looks like Blaine's trying to change the play. Back behind the pole. Donor, he's going to turn to look. He's got Courtlever over there. He gets 1 block. Spins it up to the 40-yard line. This is going to be good for about 6 or 7. That's going to bring up 3rd down and short, about 2 yards for the Borderites.
Number 52, John Stremler.
Man, Stremler's having himself a game.
Gotta be leading for.
He's got to have at least 10 tackles. He's got to be in the double digits in the tackles. Early favorite for player of the game, possibly. Donor looking out to Courtlever again.
Donor's pass is complete to Jackson Courtlever.
Good for a first down.
By John Stremler. And that's another Borderite.
Courtlever's the early leader in the clubhouse for the Borderites as player of the game with an interception and a touchdown. Coming up on 4 minutes left in the third. Quick moving third quarter. You know, every time Duke jumps into the neutral zone and he pretends like he didn't, he's surprised they're not calling that. Weird snap, handoff. Cranford goes nowhere. There's Nick Dykstra. Dykstra was there. Jet Triplett was also there. Loss of a yard or two. Bring up 2nd down. Nooksack flip-flopping sides. You have a massive mismatch with Drux. You got to run. Duke Aliapi. Oh. Duke Aliapi with the strip sack, but it was recovered by Blaine. Donor running wild in the backfield with that arm. Being a little careless with the ball out there. 3rd down and a long mile to go for Blaine. Ball has moved all the way back now to the Nooksack 43. 3rd and 20. Blaine's got to get all the way up to the Nooksack 23 just to get a first down. They had a field goal attempt blocked right at the end of the first half, so we don't know how good of leg Mr. King has for the Borderites. Donor, he's going to roll out. He's got jet triplet right in his face. He throws a ball. Did not get a good throw on the ball. It was incomplete in front of Courtlever. The only one that was remotely close. I think if Donner actually gets something on the ball, he probably completes that because Courtlever had position, but that's going to bring up 4th down, so the Borderites are going to have to punt. Nooksack starting to bring some pressure on the blitz, so Blaine's got to figure out how to stop that. Last time Blaine punted the ball, they put the ball down on the 1-yard line early in the first quarter of this game. Ball was almost blocked by Nick Dykstra. Ball off the side of the foot, so Nooksack's going to get good field position. They're going to mark it out at about the 21-yard line. So Nooksack's going to come out for their second possession of the first half. Hey, 2:22 left in the 3rd quarter. Brown takes the snap, rolling out. He's looking. Everybody's covered. He throws high for Kingma. Jackson Courtlever was right there. Incomplete pass, 2nd down. Nice job of defense by the secondary of Blaine, keeping everybody covered up. Game is brought to you by Training Grounds and the Self-Employed Journey, our 2 sponsors, long sponsors all season long, as well as Outer Isle Gourmet and Valley Taps. Thank you so much for your support this year. They're going to run counter to Jordan Silva. He gets one guy outside. He gets a block. Here comes Jackson Courtlever with a nice tackle, but not after Jordan Silva gets about 16 yards and good for a first down. Nice block by Caleb Kingma on the outside to help spring Silva. Courtlever's just been all over the place in the second half right now, making some tackles. Brown hands off to Jordan, up the middle, spin, makes one guy miss, makes two guys miss, 4, 5, 6. Before he finally gets brought down by Courtlever, you're going to get a piling on penalty for Blaine as Jordan was already on the ground down and someone came in late. Personal foul against Blaine. That's going to help out the Pioneers. That's going to move the ball into the 40-yard line or on or about a Blaine. So that's a big-time penalty against Blaine. Helping out the Pioneers, who seem to be firing on more than one cylinder, unlike the first half. 90 seconds left in the third. They're going to turn and hand it off to Colton Lentz, who goes nowhere. He gets crushed. That's Spencer Dallery with the pop. be a favorite for truck of the week. Not quite big enough of a hit. Looks like I'm going to be sitting on about a dozen trophies for next season. Just haven't witnessed any of the big-time hits like we saw last year. If you remember, Jesse Sandy and Mount Baker sent a Seattle guy flying. Kai Lumen at a Cascade of Leavenworth decleated somebody this weekend, though. Spent the guy in a cartwheel. Brown, they're going to run counter. There's Colton Lentz as he runs up. He's going to be short of a first down. Duke Hala Api Api went to brunch and just ate some pancakes because he pancake blocked number 22. Andon Hawley. I think he added a little bit of butter and some syrup to those pancakes. Duke obviously likes his pancakes. 270, 280 pounds. Lifts weights. He's big. That's going to be it for the end of the third quarter. And wow, that's an incredibly fast-moving third quarter. Holy cow. So we're stuck, 14-13. Nooksack holding on to a 1-point lead over the Blaine Borderites as we go into the fourth quarter. I mean, okay, here comes some Ozzy Osbourne. Apparently it's okay to play music during a football game now. Interesting. Well, you missed a play by the Nooksack, a face mask, and so cheer squad by Blaine getting a little extra playing time. Handoff to Silva up the middle. He gets met right away. Number 53, Spencer Dollery. Nice play. Second down to 9, only a gain of 1 for Jordan on the play as we just started the fourth quarter. Thanks for tuning in. Nooksack's up 14-13. Blaine showing blitz. They're going to hand off to Silva. Makes a cut back up inside after going outside. Good for about 7 or 8. That's going to be third and short for the Pioneers. Michaud on the tackle. Well, Baker's beating the tar out of Meridian. It's now 41-14. That game's over early in the second half. As Mount Baker is looking fairly strong to take the number 2 seed out of the Northwest Conference. Blaine blitzing again. Jordan Silva makes 1 guy miss, 2 guy miss. He's just going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Nooksack! Jordan Silva, the senior. Nice job of making a bunch of guys miss and scooting into the end zone. Nice job for Jordan. Out and about is the accounting firm of Brown and Kingma. Good snap, good kick, and somehow he made it despite some massive pressure from Blaine. So that makes it 20-13. Nooksack over the Borderites. 21-13, sorry. I'm going to take a bet right now out in Deming that either Marcus George or Jesse Sandy is probably looking at 200 yards of rushing already. Jesse Sandy, the county's leading rusher, only needed about 200 and something odd yards to be the only guy to break 1,000. Not sure what Isaiah Carlson's doing tonight, if they play tonight or tomorrow night, but he has a shot at getting over 1,000 before the playoffs. Javeski Schlembaker, the guy that everybody was talking about preseason as the best running back in the state, not having a good year. He was out for a week or two with an ankle injury. The Washington State commit as Squalicum is taking on Burlington Edison. That would have been one heck of a game. Burlington is a top 10 2A school and Squalicum a top 10 3A school. Creasy's going to get the kick for Blaine. Somebody gets upended. What? Interesting what the penalty is. Colton Lentz, a freshman, in on the tackle. Trying to figure out what the penalty was. I mean, they're saying a child block, but just because you hit a guy, whatever. I'm not even going to talk. That guy, the Van de Schucksen retirement home, still waiting for him in the parking lot, so he's got a free ride home after this. So that moves Blaine back a little bit deeper, not too much, only 10 more yards. So the ball is now on the 17-yard line for the Borderites. 10:15 left in the game. They're trailing by 8. You have a massive mismatch right now if you're Blaine. You have senior Jackson Courtlever on a freshman cornerback. You have to throw deep on this play. Or you can run a quick little out to Courtlever, but that's a massive mismatch right there if you're Blaine. You better hope that Evan Bravo stays on the field and stays matched up with Courtlever. Eight yards on the play for Blaine, and you still got the mismatch down here on the near side of the field. Nooksack showing blitz. That's Stremler and Kingma showing blitz. Bravo about 12 yards off of Courtlever. Donner gonna take a shot, but he's gonna massively overthrow Courtlever. He had a safety over the top. That's Colton Lentz helping out the freshman. Third down, 2 for the Borderites, trying to make a big play. Back in the game comes Jordan Silva. Evan Bravo just in there briefly. Nooksack moving the defensive line. Kigma showing blitz again. Donner flushed out. That's a bad pass. That should have been intercepted. Threw into about quadruple coverage, and Wayne Silvas dropped the ball. That should have been an interception.
I think it was 40 that dropped it.
Only. Coach Dodd pulling the senior quarterback off to the side. Asking him what's he doing. Not quite sure right there. So here comes the punt for Blaine. Going to give the ball back to Nooksack. High snap. Good end over end punt. Free catch for Corey Olney. The fair catch, not the free catch. So he's going to take it down on the 39-yard line where the Nooksack offense is going to take over. So here comes the Pioneer offense. It's on a roll here in the second half after the debacle that was the first quarter. Hand the ball up to, nope, Joey Brown's going to keep it. He makes a couple guys miss, stays on his feet, but gets pushed out by Jackson Courtlever and Peyton Dixon out there. Good for about 7 yards. Going to be 6 yards. Third down and 4-ish. Ball's in the 45. We'll call it 6 yards. They got to get to the 49 for a first down. 9:42 left in the game. Nooksack holding an 8-point lead. Want to thank everybody again for tuning in this year. It's been a fantastic year. Can't believe that the season's already over, the regular season. Seems like it just started. Brown, quick pass. Somehow caught, but are they saying a catch and a fumble? They're going to say it's an incomplete pass.
Ball is incomplete. Broken up by number 6, Cole Thomas.
Cole Thomas, nice job of breaking that play up. Almost a catch. The Shuckson referee wanted to call it a catch. Here come the Pioneers. Brown, shotgun. Blaine is going to blitz. Picked up. They're going to hand off to Jordan Silva. Going to be close to a first down. About 2 yards short. That's going to bring up fourth down. Michaud credited with the tackle. 4th and 2. Coach is going to punt it. Oh, come on, Craig. If this was anybody else other than my brother, I wouldn't do this. But since it is, boo. Kigma on to punt. There goes my Christmas present. Nice wobbly spiral punt as it's angled down into the corner, and Courtlever's going to watch it come down. There's Evan Bravo. So the ball's going to be marked down on the 13-yard line where the Borderites take over. Actually, I lost my Christmas present during the Kings game when Nooksack Valley went to Seattle. And I said my brother looked like Jake from State Farm. Yeah, that didn't go over well in the Bartle household. Clausen family loved it, but the Bartle family on that side, not so much. But he's my brother. I love him, so I'm going to keep ripping on him. So here come the Borderites. Ball's on the 13. Donor in shotgun formation. He was looking for Scotty Baldwin on the far sideline, but the ball was thrown behind him. Stops the clock. 8:40 left in the game. Court lever down here, one-on-one with Wayne Silvis. Incredibly long throw for her donor to try to get the ball down here. He's gonna fake up the middle. He's gonna look. He's gonna look. He's got somebody wide open. That's Scotty Baldwin. He gets behind the secondary. Colton Lentz couldn't bring him down. Corey Olney is there. Jordan Silva, but a monster play. 50-plus yards from Donor. Scotty Baldwin got behind him, and Donor was able to lay it up there. Huge play for the Borderites, as that takes it down to the 29 of the Pioneers. False start, another penalty. This time it's on Blaine. Baldwin has a little hitch in his giddy up when he started to come off the field. Looks like he's doing okay now. As he comes down to the ground, looks like he's being stretched out by Peyton Dixon. Looks like he's cramping. I'm not sure how that's possible when it's this cold. Come on, dude. You got to get your nutrition dialed in if you're cramping. Play clock running down. They're going to have to snap it as Nooksack blitzes. Cranford with the run. He gets all that 5 yards back plus another 3 yards. That's Colton Lentz on the tackles. He takes him out of bounds. It's going to be second down, and nice run by Cranford to get all that yardage back. So it's second down and 7. Ball is marked at the 26.8 yard line. Wind flags aren't blowing, but the wind just picked up here in the stands because my backside just got really cold. Donor in a pistol formation. Gonna hand the ball off on the left-hand side. It's Cranford running hard. Stremler to make the play. Nick Stryker also should be credited with a tackle. He tackled a Blaine offensive lineman. Nice job, Nick. I like that. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Clock's ticking. Coming up on 7 minutes left in the game. Blaine looking pretty right now. 3rd and short. 4 down territory for the Borderites, trailing by 8. Do you take a shot in the end zone here to court lever? Or one of your other big receivers, maybe Ethan Koreski? He's going to look that way, and Donor's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get squished by Dukala Apiapi, and you got another penalty flag from Mr. Shuckson. He's pointing at Nooksack. This could be a big penalty. They're saying face mask. Well, it's a good thing the WIAA is here watching their referees. He's got a little notebook. I wonder if it's filled with notes right about now.
And that's another Borderite.
Not passing judgment, but the official in the box has a pair of bifocals on. Anyways, here's Donor. Pistol formation. He's going to hand off. Cranford up the middle. That's good for maybe a yard.
Tackled by number 10, Jet Triplett.
jet triplet there for the tackle. Waving his shoulder a little bit. Only good for about a yard. We come up with 6 minutes left in the game. As the temperature keeps dropping here. Blaine, Washington, literally on the border of the United States and Canada. I could seriously walk maybe 200 yards, 300 yards maybe, be in Canada. Of course I wouldn't do that because I'm not wearing a mask. Donor rolling out to his right. He's going to throw back on his left. That should have been pass interference. That wasn't called. Who was out there? Looks like that's number 22, Andon Hawley. Out there was Jordan Silva. Sorry, Jordan. Looks like you got there a little bit early, buddy. I like you, but I think that's pass interference call that got missed. So that's going to bring up 3rd down. Surprised the Borderites haven't looked more down towards the big senior receiver, Court Lever. Into the game comes Larry Creasy. Cranford coming out of the game holding a rib. You're going to give the ball to Creasy off that left side. He's got some space. He gets the ball down really close to a 1st down as the ball gets taken down to the 10. That's going to bring up 4th and short. You got to go for this if you're Blaine. But Creasy comes up limping.
4th and 3 for the Borderites.
It's a long 3 yards with 5:10 left in the game, trailing by 8. This is a must get. This is a huge stop for the Pioneer defense. Huge play for the Borderite offense. Got to get the ball to the 7-yard line. And Blaine's going to take a timeout. So this is a monster play for both teams right now. If you're the Nooksack Valley Pioneers and you can hold them, 4:52 left in the game. You're up by 8. All you got to do is get some 1st downs, and the game's could pretty much almost be over. If you're the Blaine Borderites, this is a absolute must get. And if you can get a 1st down, you get the ball at the 8-yard line. You got the clock running and some timeouts to burn. You could run this clock down. Force Nooksack to call some timeouts. Get the touchdown, tie the game, hopefully, if you can convert a 2-point conversion that you missed on the opening touchdown of the game, which was kind of a questionable call. Because now that missed 2-point conversion on Blaine's 1st touchdown is looking very ominous right now. I mean, you kick the extra point. Here it's just a 7-point game. Now you have to go for 2 if you score a touchdown, but you got to get the 1st down first if you're Blaine, so you got to get 3 yards. You got to get them the old-fashioned way. Nooksack showing blitz. They're going to hand the ball off. There's Creasy, and he's down at the 1-yard line. That's a 1st down for Blaine. He saw the end zone, but came up just a bit short. So Blaine's got some time. 4:44 left in the game. 1st and goal, ball on the 2-yard line. You got your entire playbook in front of you. Now the question is, Nooksack, do you just let them score, or do you start burning timeouts? Hey, Blaine's going under center. They're going to hand the ball off to Creasy, and he gets in for the touchdown. All right. 4:17. It's 21-19. Coach Dodd looking like he's dialing something up to go for 2. Nice run by Creasy to get into the end zone. 4:17 left to go in the game. Blaine's going to go for 2. Not, you got to get it onside or you got to hold the Pioneers. Blaine's got all 3 of their timeouts left. Nooksack has 2. Donor's looking at Jackson. Corlever for the 2-point. Easy pitch and catch, and we got a tie ball game. 21-21. Well, this is turning out to be one heck of a ball game. For our last game of the season, couldn't ask for a better one. A barn burner, 4:17 left to go into the game, and we got the score tied at 21. Can the Blaine defense make a play? Can they hold Nooksack? They got their timeouts. Nooksack's got 2. Blaine's got 3. It's going to be a fun last 4 minutes. There must be something magical about this Blaine Stadium. There's the kick. Bobbled by Bravo. He's going to fake it to Jordan Silva. He's going to cut it up the middle. He's going to be taken down at about the 20-yard line. And he fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by Blaine. Catastrophic mistake by the freshman. Blaine takes over with 4:09 left, ball at the 21. Huge mistake by the freshman Bravo right there. You got to secure that ball. If I'm Blaine, I'm going right back to court lever and I'm looking at the end zone. Safety shading over onto that side, but they're going to hand it off to Canfield. He's going to run hard. Man, here come the Blaine Borderites. It's good for a first down. All the momentum has swung in the favor of Blaine. 10 yards. Nice run by Gabe Cranford. Time to bleed some clock. They're going to flip the receivers. They're going to put Court Lever and Scotty Baldwin on the far side of the field. A little more room to play, but they got a safety over the top. WIAA is out of here. Cranford again on the carry. I wonder why he's leaving so early. The game's not over. Maybe he's got to go warm up the Shucks and Bus. Yeah. Under 3 minutes left to go. Ball is on the 9-yard line for the Borderites. Donor is in the pistol formation. Cranford, low snap. They're going to throw it. That's not a good throw. They're saying incomplete. Jackson's not happy about that. That ball gets up a little bit higher. He had some space. Now you're at 3rd and 7. You can get a first down. Get down to about the 2-yard line. If you get taken down at the 2 or the 1, I mean, you're in good position with 2:46 left to go in the game. Tied at 21, 4th quarter. off to Cranford. Oh my gosh! There's the truck of the game right there by the quarterback. He absolutely destroyed Corey Olney, and Olney is running off the field holding his arm. Avery Donor with the truck of the game. Whoa. That dude's getting a trophy. Nice block. Oh my gosh. That's going to light up the film room. 4th down and 1 yard for the Borderites. Two minutes. We are now under 2 minutes left in the game. The play clock is running down. They got 5, 4. They're going to have to burn a timeout. I mean, it was at 2. I don't know why you took so long, but yikes, you got to burn a timeout. 1:54 left in the game. Tie score 21. Play of the game right here.
This is a ball game, one way or the other.
What do you do if you're the Blaine Borderites? Do you give it to Cranfield? Do you give it to Creasy? Do you let Donor keep it like you've been doing on 4th down? You're not going to throw the ball, that's for sure. But question is, you're going to run it, but who are you going to run it with and where are you going to run it to? Honestly, if I'm Blaine right now and I got an option play, I would run option. I would fake either Creasy or Cranfield up the middle, and if Donner can keep it, keep it. But if the hole is there, hand it off. I don't know if Blaine has option in their offense.
4th and 1 for the Borderites.
Either way, this is the play of the game right here. They're going to hand it to Creasy, and he's in for a touchdown! Touchdown, Blaine! 1:53 left in the game, and the Borderites have taken the lead, 27-21. Nice run by Creasy. King out for the kick. Cole Thomas for the hold. Donor, the quarterback, the long snapper, which is awesome. Snap, hold, kick, good. 28-21. The Borderites have taken the lead over the Pioneers. And as of right now, the fumble on the last kickoff is the play of the game, and it was a turnover for the Pioneers, unfortunately, and Blaine took advantage. If I'm Blaine, I kick it back to the freshman and make him hand it off to Jordan Silva, or try and strip the ball again.
Preston King to kick off. Silva and Bravo deep for the Pioneers.
Here's the kick from Blaine. They're kicking it back to the freshman Bravo, who bobbles that one as well. And they're going after the ball, but that's a really quick whistle. Oh my goodness. I mean, they blew the whistle the minute the freshman got, I mean, just initially hit. That's one of the fastest whistles I've ever seen. Peyton Dixon out there on the, credited with the tackle. I think number 18, Hunter Vazzetti, was also there. So if you're Blaine, you can't pull a Ken Norton Seattle Seahawks prevent a win defense. You're going to have to kind of guard these guys, knowing that Nooksack can score in one play. 1:46 left in the game. Silva in motion. Oh my gosh! Intercepted, no way! Nooksack trying to throw a screen, and Alex Welch stepped in front of Joey Brown. Pick 6, and that's going to make it a game. Oh, wow! What a play by Welch. Preston King out for the kick to make it a 14-point game with 1:42 left.
Interception was by Alex Welch.
Oh my goodness. Brown telegraphed that. The kick, the hole, or snap kick, hold is good. It's 35-21. Blaine has scored 14 points in 5 seconds. And Welch is getting mobbed on the sidelines by his teammates. Nooksack trying to set up the screen, and Welch read it perfect. He just stepped right in front of Jordan Silva. Joey Brown never saw him and threw it right into his hands, and he walks into the end zone for a touchdown. Oh my. And yep, I just quoted Dave Niehaus.
22 points in the last 5 minutes or what?
Woo. King kicked it out of the end zone as Welch, the senior, showing up on senior night.
Run this while I go to the bathroom.
1:42 left in the ball game. Brown dropping back. He's got Bravo on the on this near sideline. He's tackled out of bounds. Scotty Baldwin on the tackle. But that takes the ball into Blaine territory. It's down at the 48-yard line as Nooksack just getting out of bounds, stopping the clock. The center is going to be behind the pole, so it's going to be a little awkward here for a second as I'm running the camera. But Brown taking the snap. Here comes Blaine on the blitz. They're going to force Brown out. He should just keep it at this point, and he's just ridden out of bounds. Nice play by the defensive end on the far side. 22, Andon Hawley with a monster play. And Brown can't find anybody open downfield and didn't tuck it up and run. That brings up second down, loss of 3. Here comes Brown, shotgun snap, he drops back. He's got Evan Bravo over here. Got to get out of bounds. Nice tackle by Scotty Baldwin, keeping him in bounds, so Nooksack's gonna have to burn a timeout. Nice play by Baldwin to keep the freshman in bounds. Stops the clock as Nooksack calls its second timeout of the half. They got one left, 1:03 left in the game. If you happen to walk away from the TV screen in the last 5 minutes, well, you missed 2 touchdowns from Blaine. But Nooksack's got the ball on the 48-yard line, 63 seconds left in the game. Brown, shotgun formation. They got 3 wide receivers on the far side. Here comes Brown. Blaine only rushing 3, going to give him all day to throw. Pass to Kingma, almost broken up. Peyton Dixon tried to make a play on the ball, just barely missed it, but that's going to be a first down, and Kingma gets out of bounds, so that stops the clock with exactly 1 minute left in the game. The ball is going to be marked down on the 27-yard line of the Borderites. Blaine only rushing 3, so Joey Brown not getting much pressure. Blaine showing a little bit of pressure now, but Brown's going to keep it himself. Tab brought down on the 15-yard line. Nooksack's going to, they're saying to spike it. You got a timeout, so might as well use it, but they're going to spike it. So, second down. After a spike, that stops the clock with 46 seconds left. You better hope you have a really good onside kick if you're Nooksack Valley and you can score here. Kingma, Bravo, and Dawson Kimball in the game on the far sideline for the Pioneers where Brown is looking. He's getting flushed out. He's got somebody knocked down in the end zone by court lever. He had Caleb Kingma wide open, but a bad throw by Joey, a little bit low. If he gets that ball up, that's a touchdown. Stops the clock with 40.8 seconds left. For those wondering, we will not be showing any games in the playoffs because I'm going to Costa Rica. We are going. My dad and I and the family are going to Costa Rica in 2 weeks. We'll be back in time for the semis. Brown dropping back. He's going to get flushed up the middle. And he's going to get taken down. Incomplete pass. 2 guys getting slow to come up. That's Brown. And Endon Hawley. Got 4th and 10 for the Pioneers. You got to either get the first or the touchdown, but Joey Brown looked like he got the wind knocked out of him or got hit in a spot where guys don't particularly want to get hit. So here's your ball game. At least for the Pioneers. If Blaine gets a stop, game over. There's the snap. Brown dropping straight back. He breaks a tackle. He's on the move. He's on the move. He's got somebody. And that's going to be incomplete. There's no flags, and Blaine is going to win this ball game. With 24.9 seconds left, there's nothing that the Nooksack Valley Pioneers can do. They got 1 timeout left, and they are trailing 35-21, but that is going to be your ball game. And the Blaine seniors go out with a victory in their front of their home crowd. I'm going to give 3 players of the game for Blaine because I got a bunch of t-shirts and awards to give. So our 3 players of the game are going to be Jackson Courtlever, Larry Creasy, who scored the go-ahead touchdown, And Alex Welch, who sealed it with the pick 6. Congratulations to the Blaine Borderites on winning this game. Nooksack, it's been an absolute pleasure calling your ball games this season. Thank you guys so much for bringing us into your home, into your bars, on your cell phones, on your tablets. What a great season. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. It has been an absolute blast. We look forward to doing it again next year. Until that time, stay safe, everybody, and thank you again. And good night.